Good morning to. Oh, Leslie has come.
Morning, Leslie.
How are you, Leslie? I always like your posture, in a contemplative mood. Leslie, how are you?
Good morning. I'm doing well. How are you today?
Fine.
Did
I
you get a
like
haircut?
your. No, I put some oil there.
I guess I'm not the first one to ask, huh?
Nobody cares me except you. So nobody asked me.
I care.
Yes, thank you. Here is Brandy.
Good morning, Brandy.
Good morning.
Let us start. So we have Alex Murray has left. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahe Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So, we are studying Yoga Sutra. Why? Until until that objective, the goal, enters into your head, this study will be just another study, getting some information, making a note, and then the notes are also forgotten. Why the notes are forgotten? Because we have a lot of things to do in our life. Why we have to do a lot of things in our life? From amoeba to elephant, including us, we are looking only for one thing: permanent happiness. One, an end of suffering. Just see that. Our masters, they have a comprehensive view. It is not an individualistic view. That is why I said from amoeba to elephant. Comprehensive view. Goal is only two. What is goal? Bring an end to the suffering. Why we are running in the world? Because we want to end the suffering. And what we get? We increase our suffering. Until we think in this way, nothing is going to happen. You prepare notes, you don't prepare notes until you start thinking in that way. First thing. Second point, my master used to say avrati. Sanskrit word avrati means repeating, 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 hammering your mind to think and think and think the way the masters are thinking. Why? To change my thinking. You see, I love Leslie. She is always in a contemplative mood. That's right. You see that? So you should be in a contemplative mood to study yoga, to study yourself. 24/7, it goes into your head, and then you need not to prepare the note. Yeah, we should prepare the notes in order to remind, but what will happen? These notes should be present in my head as a knowledge. Then the real yoga begins. I'm not covering those fundamental aspects because you will become bored. Why you'll become bored? Because you guys are intelligent. So normally it starts with the four connections. What is the subject matter? It is the knowledge of reality. What exactly is the objective? To bring an end to the suffering once and for all. Second, four connections. You see, first is subject matter. This knowledge that is we are studying in yoga from Patanjali Yoga Sutra must bring an end to my suffering, and lead me to permanent happiness. Then who is the practitioner? So the master says, seeker, are you a seeker? Ath yoga anushashanam. Ath represents that now I am ready. Are you ready? No, my mind is still running to so many things. I have a lot of agenda to set. So what is there? We say mind is running. It is the impurity of the mind. You are not able to focus. First become a seeker. See that? Now, how these three are connected? Revealer, revealed. Who is the revealer of this knowledge? Yoga. What is to be revealed? My true nature. Third sutra. You already know. What is that? Tada drashtu swarupe avasthanam. Did you understand? I believe everyone understands. And everyone is going to be a seeker from today. The moment you are a seeker, 50% of your problems are gone. You'll be surprised. But why it is not happening? So we say buddhi dosha, the defect in the intellect. Can you give me money you give me money if I study myself by studying yoga? You have a wrong approach, wrong notion. Buddhi dosha, intellect. So what happens? You see that we understand the fundamental text by the commentator. First, there is a commentator who details, who explains, and then we have another commentator who is known as Vartika Kara. Vartika means he also gives the commentary and he says what is said in the sutra and the commentary. What is not said, he also writes. And what are the other things should be added. So it gives you a comprehensive view of why I'm suffering, where is the problem, and how to approach that. That is what is the entire understanding summary of yoga. Comprehensive. Now, what exactly is the goal? We all have a return ticket. Did you understand? Birth, child, growth, adolescence, adult, old age, return ticket, death. What is the goal of yoga? Only one-way ticket. No more cycle of birth and death. Did you get it? Once you are 100% sure that I don't want a return ticket, finished. Then I start working on it. Last year I canceled 3 tickets. All the 3 return tickets to India and 2 to Eastern Europe. So now see, and then we will start with one of the most beautiful topic. The Western people are not fully aware, even if they have known it, but they don't know how to practice. So you see that, did you understand that first 4 sutra covers what exactly is a yogic state and what is a non-yogic state, or you can say meditative state, non-meditative state. So Patanjali says, did you understand? Okay. So, but why you live in the non-meditative? Non-meditative state means I'm suffering. You wake up in the morning after 10 hours of sleep and you have a blame and complaint and anxiety and duality. Why? So in the next 7 sutras, Master Patanjali says, oh, here are these thought pattern causes you the problem. Then Master says, what is the method? And he explains beautifully. Don't think that because you start thinking in your way, this is the practice. What is the practice? Close my eyes, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Now I am calm. Which is the most powerful mantra? Ask the question, are you powerful to use the mantra? Are you a seeker? If you are not a seeker, what the mantra will do? So, from Sutra number 12 to 16, the Master gives a deeper insight what exactly is the practice. And why should I promise? Patanjali promises once you understand what exactly is the practice, and if you start doing the practice, from the day 1, you feel better. No, I have a lot of things to do in my life. The mind is running outside. So then, Master says in the Sutra number 17 and 18, it summarizes higher stage of meditation, 4 stages. Last final stage, emptiness, asampragyat samadhi. Then comes what? Then comes the, did you understand the level of the seekers? Did you go through the same topic again and again to check where you stand, how to become a seeker? Okay, I'm running outside. I have a lot of things to do. But why you have to do things? Only to bring an end to the suffering and to get the permanent happiness. Days after days, weeks after weeks, months after months, years after years, we are doing the same thing again and again, but expect a different result. Did you understand that point? We're doing the same thing. Same marriage, same divorce, same fighting, same agreement, same disagreement. And still we are not happy. Master says, Patanjali says, come on, I'm guiding you. So you see that we reached to what? Yoga Sutra 119 to Sutra number 23. So today we are going to talk on the Sutra number. So what he says, no, you see that, Buddha was a great master. I cannot be like Buddha. Normally we talk about it. We have hundreds of excuses. Why I'm stressing, you guys are very intelligent, wise, so that's why I'm adding these things. so that the study of yoga becomes a study yourself. My master used to say that if 1 out of 1,000 students come to me, only one student gets into it, I am successful. So you see that what you see, if you see the sutra number 19, we say the many seekers with an intense aspiration succeeds. What is that? They are born seekers. So our mind instantly complains, I'm not like a Buddha. So master says, follow 5 factors: Shraddha, Virya, Smriti, Samadhi, Purvakitaresham. These are the 5 factors. Start cultivating these 5 factors, you will become like a Buddha. No, it doesn't work, but I am very intense, Yusuf. So have an intense seeking of the self. That will help you. You see, the Master Patanjali doesn't leave you. He is so kind. I was telling in the last week's session that our masters are so kind, humble. They are more concerned about us than we are concerned about ourselves. Still, I don't want to say. So then the yoga, he says that we have to categorize. What we have to categorize? The level of intense seeking into 3 categories. 3 categories. And now we have the, what is that teaching? And first we will go to the sutra number 23. If you understand sutra number 3 clearly and you start following it 24/7, modern authors have given, in US, modern authors have given their own interpretation. So this is the sutra. Ishwar Pranidhanadva. Ishwar Pranidhanadva. Only 3 words are there. He has summarized more than 50 books on yoga, Bhakti Yoga. It is known as Bhakti Yoga. So you understand and you start practicing, the life is going to change. Ishwar Pranidhanadva, sutra number 23. So Ishwar, literal translation. Ishwar means God. Literal. But we will go deeper. Once next week we will understand what is that meaning of the Ishwar. Why Patanjali uses this word. Then Pranidhana Dva. Normal definition is devotion and dedication. And Dva means that if you feel that you are not a seeker, you cannot become a seeker by following the previous 4 sutras. The 5th one is there. Patanjali agrees with you. Okay, you cannot cultivate these qualities. You cannot become an intense seeker. You are not a born seeker. Follow this. Follow this. That is one reason I always chant the name of my master before the beginning of. So what the master is indicating, that you can reach to the highest meditation means samadhi, means awakening will take place by this step. So we are going to open the sutras clearly. Remember, yoga does not believe in blind belief. It needs It wants us to understand clearly what exactly Master is saying. That is what we are going to understand. First thing, understand how we understand through the language, through the concept. Concept is a product of language. We start because we have to understand Ishwar. So before we say, no, you are talking of God and religion and dogma. No, we are not talking. We want, Patanjali says, understand. So the moment you say father, mother, honey, husband, wife, this is a concept. The moment you know he is a father. So what it means? That concept goes into my mind, intellect, and I understand. Okay, I understand. You can explain it. Huh? Isn't it? Same way we are going to understand this concept. So in day-to-day living, when you say, I have a lot of stress, you see, it is a concept. Every word that we explain in day-to-day life has to do with a concept. How to practice yoga? In order to understand, we have to use the concept. Concept is a product of knowledge. Do you know the famous quote? I think, therefore I am. Is it true? No. I am, therefore I think. The thought comes later. So like this, we have hundreds of wrong notions in our life. If I continue to run outside doing lot of things, every day I'm exhausted, but I have not found out the fundamental cause of my exhaustion. Immediate cause is there. I'm working for 15 hours, so I need to be exhausted. Simple. But I never want to know why I work 15 hours and always exhausted. Is this goal of my life? If that is the goal of my life, then continue. Then forget about yoga. Then don't even listen to yoga. No, but get 300 hours of certificate. Are you understanding? We are going slowly because once you understand this sutra, the half of the journey is done. That's why I thought, let me go a little deeper, because people here in the West are not very much aware of this. So now I used another word for a concept, surrender. So when I use the word, I always surrender to my master. We have a negative connotation with the word surrender. But we will understand what it means by the surrender. Surrender means, what are my habits and thoughts? What are my activities that is not helping me to bring an end to the suffering? You surrender all of them. Drop all of them. And restart your life. Reset your life. So this sutra says it is the path of emotional integration. We are going slowly. Emotional integration. The path of love. It is the path of love. Forget about Ishvara in the beginning. It is the path of love. How do you love? When you love, which has a content of attachment, then you are expecting a lot of things from the person you love. How we define our love? That it is a mode of self-giving. There is no expectation. You are in the mode of self-giving. Before I go deeper, let me give you every day in the morning. Every day in the morning and evening, you sit, make your body comfortable, and 3 thoughts. What I am, I offer to you existence. Whether you say it is existence, whether you say it is God, whether you say it is the real self. 3 statements. What I am, what I have, what I possess. Offer it to the existence. No, I'm in anxiety. I offer to you. I'm angry over you. I offer to you. I love my honey. I offer this thought also. In the mode of love to the existence, you will see within no time your mind becomes empty. Practical. Even at this time, the mind is wandering somewhere. You say, I offer to the existence and continue listening to me. It is possible.
Grace,
What
did you
Patanjali?
say-
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you say what I have, what I am?
What I am, what I have, what I possess.
Thank you.
So what I have a body. Body is constantly changing. I have a return ticket. It is not me. I offer. Breath, I offer. Mind, I offer. Thoughts, I offer. What I possess my home. I possess my car. I possess my glasses, etc., etc. Possession, objects from outside. Constantly hammer the mind with this idea. You restart thinking. So when this mind does not own the things by concept, the mind will become empty. The moment you say, I am in stress, you own the stress. You are creating a thought in the mind to be unhappy. Are you understanding that point? If you don't own a particular thought pertaining to anxiety, you cannot be in anxiety. You own it. So now your mind says, now, because you own the mind, oh, now I'm creating an opportunity to be unhappy in my life. You are responsible for it. No one else. But I'm so busy. I don't have a time to think. And what I have to think, it is heavily conditioned. So what is heavily conditioned? You are responsible. Leslie is responsible for my stress. Money is responsible for my stress. This is the sutra. We are opening up slowly based on the commentaries given by our practices.
Garish, why is this practice the 5th and not the 1st? Why is this a number
Am I
5?
a seeker? I am not a seeker. I could not understand in the beginning. So the Master Patanjali says, first, let me take you on a walk. Then Patanjali says, are you with me? So you say, yes, I'm with you. Then Patanjali says, are you a seeker? No, I don't want to do all those factors. So Patanjali now says, there is only one thing. Can you do it? Can you do it? Now understand the word.
But why fifth and not first? Why not start there?
Why not start there? There is an independent path of yoga which is known as Bhakti Yoga. So those who are seekers on the path of emotional integration, they can directly follow it. But others, they cannot follow it. So it all depends on you. Study yoga to study yourself. Can I study atomic physics in the kindergarten? I have to start with physics, fundamental principles of physics to understand. That's another answer. Now understand the word pranidhana. Ishwar pranidhana dva. Prani, pranidhana. An awareness of offering everything to God in conception. So what is the understanding of this, the word Ishvara here? That there is a supreme existence full of supreme intelligence, and I am a part of that. Hence, I am offering what I am, what I have, what I possess to that existence. That is a simple meaning of pranidhanad. Other word, pranidhanad also means the surrender, as I explained you. So here, you have to fine-tune your mind by just thinking 24 hours, 24/7. Now I'm in anxiety. Do I own the anxiety? No. Offer it to the existence. Anxiety, you belong to that existence. But I don't know the existence. We don't know a lot of things in our life. Why you are raising a question? Just offer it. Second reason why you offer, there was no anxiety before, now I am in anxiety. In future, there will be no anxiety. Hence, this anxiety is constantly changing in my mind, and whatever is changing in my life can never be me. So I am leaving what is not me. Are you understanding? It's all demands a clear understanding. The moment you understand, the knowledge takes place and you are free. Bhakti meditation, or you say Bhakti yoga, is very intense and it is a very higher practice. That is why Patanjali did not say anything. Understand another point that is very important. Not only understand, but start doing the practice. Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Literally, it means, now I do namaskar or namaste to my Guru. There is another meaning here, Namaha. Another meaning of Namah is not me, only you. Love means only you, only John, only Kate, only Lara. My mind stops thinking about me, myself. So when the mind stops thinking about me and myself, only you remains, then I'm in the mode of a self-giving. That leads to surrender. That leads to the path of the bhakti. Are you understanding? You do it with anyone and everyone. I am a wife. Now you label, concept is wife, self-giving to the husband. The life will become beautiful. I am a father, self-giving to my son. That becomes the real love. No, but you have so many doubts. I know. So I'm using exactly, I'm not saying anything because it is the first time perhaps you are introduced to this concept. So I'm using the words of our great master Aurobindo. What he says. Love between human beings in all its forms, the love of parents for children, of children for parents, of brothers and sisters, of friends and lovers, is all tainted with ignorance, selfishness, and all the other defects which are man's ordinary drawbacks. So instead of completely ceasing to love, do you see what a beautiful? Sri Aurobindo was a perfect master, especially in English language. So he always used a very long sentences. So when someone asked that why, Aurobindo said to make people understand, to convey the essence. But you have to be seeker to understand Sri Aurobindo. So you see that what he is saying, that I know what is the love between honey and the honey, between father and the son, between the brother and the sister. But then he says it is tainted with ignorance. I have not really understood. It is tainted with the selfishness. It is tainted with the defects. Now he is answering. Now, next question comes to mind. So, should I stop loving? Master says, no. Instead of completely ceasing to love. Yeah, you see what he says? That is what one must learn how to love better. Don't stop. Huh? I'm again, using Leslie again and again. So don't stop ceasing to love, but understand love better. To love with devotion, with the self giving, with the self abnegation, and to struggle not against love itself. We struggle with the love ourselves. You said me something, that's why now I hate you. What is this? It is an animal love. You see that? Do you see that? You don't expect, you need not to talk to anyone whom you love, but you bring about an inner change. This is what Sri Aurobindo is pointing against, not against love itself, but against the distorted forms, against all forms of monopolizing of attachment, possessiveness, and jealousy must get out of my system. Then only I can understand. That is why Patanjali put the sutra in the middle. In the beginning, if we say, do you love your honey? Yes, I love. But I love with attachment, with the possessiveness, with the jealousy. I just reproduce, he talks a lot about it. And all the feelings which accompany these main movements, not to want to possess. See that? To dominate, not to want to impose one's will, one's whims, one's desires, not to want to take, to receive, but to give. He is stressing again and again. Look at it, but to give. Now I have a separate bank account. Why should I give to my honey? He is not talking of that. He is talking about inner change. Don't misunderstand. Because we misunderstand, that's why we are not a seeker. Not to want to take, see that. To receive, but to give, not to insist on one's response. He has written everything that can be contained, but to be content with one's own love. I am content with my own love. I'm going to talk about one of the women's great master who lived in the 15th century, whose poem, like Rumi's poems, you ask any Indian in any part of India, do you know that master? Yes, we know it. We heard. I'm going to talk about that. That's why I'm spending a little more time on this sutra. But to be content with one's own love, not to seek one's personal interest in the joy and the fulfillment of one's personal desire, but to be satisfied with the giving of one's love and affection, not to ask for any response. I love you, guys. If I say so, is there any problem? My mind constantly changes completely. It starts living into the real love. That drops all the distractions and you are absorbed into meditation. No, you have beard, that's why I love you. One example. I'll tell you a good story. Boris is a good friend of mine in New Jersey. And when I shaved my beard, he said, "This is what I always want to see you." But there was another woman who said, "I hate you. You have to grow beard." And they both used to attend the same class. I told you before. But to be satisfied with the giving of, I'm happy because I love you. Why? Because you are a part of my existence. Just see the perception, the way the mind changes. That emotion is filled in your mind. And that emotion draws everything out. What is everything out? Your anxiety, your duality, your conflict. It is the easiest way, but still, it is one of the most advanced. If you do that, you have taken a great stride, what Aurobindo says, forward, and can, through this attitude, gradually advance farther in the feeling of itself. And realize one day that love is not something personal. That's why he writes the long sentences. Love is not that is personal. Love is present everywhere in the entire existence. Love is existence. Existence is love. That is why I offer myself to the existence. Can I have that? No, I hate you. So I have divided myself. I don't see you as the same part of my same existence. Problem comes. Problem will remain there. And we have been facing this problem every day, my friend. Every day. Tell me, don't you feel the problem every day? The mind restricts, mind holds on to it. Okay, I have to live with you. Compromise, adjustment. That breeds the ground for conflict, for reaction. What the master is simply to be happy to love, nothing more. See the beautiful phrase? Master, simply to be happy to love, nothing more. If you do that, you have taken a great stride forward and can, through this attitude, gradually advance farther in the feeling itself and realize one day that love is not something personal. That love is a universal divine feeling which manifests through you more or less finally. It is known as surrender. So now, did you understand the word surrender? Don't start understanding the word surrender of the army. With Abraham Lincoln, you know the story. So here the word surrender means something different. You start from today. And you will see the result here and now. So that is why in every book, directly or indirectly, every book of the Eastern wisdom starts with the surrender to the Guru. Now I can use the word surrender because you have understood. Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Now I surrender to you, Master. Why? Because that knowledge will be revealed in me. No, how can I surrender? I have a big ego. That ego is destroying you. It is constantly creating a return ticket. Live into that. Who says no? So it is the path of Bhakti Yoga. I got another. Where the mind goes to the breath, I offer my breath to my master. I am becoming old. Okay, I offer it to my master. You don't allow a thought to stay there, which may become a problem in the future. But out of love, I offer my sense organs to you. Then what happens? Internally, I see you as a replica of my master. You may be thinking I am teaching you. I'm not teaching anyone. I see my Guru in all of you. So what happens? The love is natural. Why? Because I love my master. Enough is enough. Now, divorce is only the option. We don't want to change. So that is why this sutra, I am breathing. It is only because of you I am breathing, my master. You can use any image. That is why we have 330 million gods and goddesses. You cannot remember the name. The idea behind, you have to find out the knowledge behind it. That love, I have to find out that love which is existence. That love is not personal. The moment it becomes personal, I have an expectation, it is an attachment, and attachment causes the problem. Ishwar Pranidhana Dva. That is the beauty of the surrender. Listen to me with a bigger smile on the face. Yes. Now see the another part of understanding this. You can start the real yoga from today. When we are stressed, anxious, and crazy, we claim their ownership in us. Do you see that point? Do you understand that? I'm going a little deeper. We enter into blame, complain, and reaction game. First, I am stressed. I have a duality. I see that you are different from me. But when the love is existence, love is everywhere. Love is in you, in Kate, in John, in Antoinette, in Christina, in Brandy, everyone. Mind found a common point. Now, why the mind finds the difference? I am stressed, anxious, crazy. Then I claim their ownership. I don't claim the ownership of love. Do you understand that? I'm using different languages used by our masters. We start suffering and continue to suffer because we own everything except love. But we blame. Honey, you don't love me. Enough is enough. Are you getting it? Why? It is because of delusion. What is that delusion? Delusion means what appears true is not true. I see you as my honey, and then I see that you are full of love, and still you are not giving love. Our honey is still a beggar who is also seeking love. And I am also a beggar. So then the phrase, enough is enough, will definitely come in your life one day. Are you getting it? My master says all problems have one common cause. I do not think, contemplate. I take it for granted. What? If you behave in a particular way, I take it for granted that your behavior is going against me. I don't see myself. Did I tell you in the beginning? Study yoga to study yourself. I am very intelligent in studying others. I asked one of my friends to join this session. He said, no, there are people, no, I have some reservations. So I'm not going to, don't join. I just said you, because I love you, don't join. No problem. Bhakti Yoga helps us to know how to redirect our entire life towards self-discovery. Now, instead of a thought, you are moving with a wave of emotion, pure emotion, to search yourself. It doesn't take a lot of time. It can happen, Brandy, in 3 days. 24/7. You are moving into that love, which is existence. It takes only 3 days. Now we have to understand how that is done. So we say that is done by recitation, singing, adoration of self, that existence in different form. That is why the mantra comes. Om Namah Shivaya. Now you say, one of my friends asked me that which is the most powerful mantra. I said, are you powerful or not to use that mantra? Then I can give you. Now see. Om Namah. Now mentally you're feeling, not me. Namah means not me. So what is left? Shivaya. So Shiva has an image. So bring that image in the heart. Om Namah Shivaya. The mantra will be done. Location. What is the location of Shiva? Deep inside my heart. Location first. But whose location? The mind will not understand anything without an image. So we have an image of Shiva. We are using the image of a Shiva as a tool to discover myself. Is there any problem? We are using the word God as a tool to discover myself. Is there any problem? You are using your pen to write a note. Is there any problem? Look at it. First, we have understood the surrender, and now use that. Om Klim Krishnaya Namah. I told you before also. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shanti Rupena Sanstita. You have seen the goddess Durga outside. So there are two. Now see that. Are you really intelligent? Are you a seeker? You can do this mantra in two ways. Ya Devi, literal meaning is, O goddess Durga, you are seated in my heart as permanent peace. That is why I surrender to you, I surrender to you, I surrender to you. Use this mantra in two ways. What are the two ways? Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shanti Rupen Sanstha. Instead of Shanti, deep inside your heart, fix the location. See that image of the Durga or goddess. See the image in front. Why to with eyes closed? See it with eyes open. See what happens. So we are talking of the means of Bhakti Yoga. Ishwar Pranidhana Dwa. There are hundreds of images to meditate on. Hundreds of ways to meditate in action. Om Namah Shivaya. Although mentally you are saying, Om Namah, I am not only Shiva. You are negating what you are not. You are not your stress, you are not your duality, you are not your conflict, you are not your suffering. So let me negate all of them. Om Namah Shivaya. Are you getting it? This is the importance when we study these sutra based on these commentators. So we have there are 9 steps that we will talk later. So now understand another meaning of pranidhana dva, pranidhanad. Pranidhanad. So there is a, you hear the two syllables, pranidhana, pranidha. So the word dha comes from the intellect. So the intellect should hold on to any image. There was a guy last year who was suffering from extreme depression. So I said, first you understand this path. So why he had a depression? Normally because of the honey. It's normal and common in day-to-day life. So first I introduced Shiva. I said, here is an image. I sent the image. I showed him. I said, do this. He said, now I'm feeling good. Then I said that replace this image with your honey. Do the mantra, same. Dha, intellect, means the intellect should hold on to that image or a meaning. That is the meaning of dha. And what is prana? Pranidha, other word, pranidhana, nidhan. Nidhan means what? A place where anything is placed. So holding on to the image that represents permanent peace, happiness, love. Where is the problem? I'm not talking of any religion, Leslie. Image. Why we are doing this? It's a tool. What is the tool? To change myself. Change myself. Once I have changed myself, throw everything out. No problem. Pranidhanadva. Now coming to, you can even browse later on. Mirabai. His name is Mirabai. Not his name, but her name, Mira. She is a great enlightened woman and a master of Bhakti Yoga. You should get some feel of it. It should be practical learning. It should not be just a dry learning. Okay, I have understood. I don't agree. I agree with you. There is no question of agreement and disagreement. Why? Because you are a seeker. Mirabai was born in 15th century, an aristocratic princess from a king whose name was Jai Singh. She was the only child. So the queen means her mother. Her mother used to talk about marriage. Now see that. Specifically, I'm narrating the real life story. 15th century, not more than 600 years? Yeah, you can say. So the child, 7 or 8 years old, Meera, asked mom, when I'm going to get married and to whom? Normally we ask the mom, oh, we will get you married. To whom? So Meera's mother jokingly said to her, my sweet daughter, Lord Krishna will be your other half. Who is the originator of yoga? Lord Krishna will be your spouse. Did we understand the attributes of a bond seekers in Sutra number 19? Meera the child accepted Lord Krishna as her husband mentally. This is the quality of a bond seeker. We raise doubt on the principles laid down by Patanjali to help only each one of us, and still we have a lot of doubt. So if we have doubt about these great masters, if you have a doubt about your honey and your relations, not a big deal. Problem is with your mind. So anyhow, so what happened? In her youth, against her wish, she agreed to marry. Now, she had already accepted Lord Krishna as her spouse. She was in love with that image, that idol. But she was forced to marry a prince, which she agreed ultimately, who was also a great king. This is in the state of Rajasthan, desert state. We are also living in Arizona, so. But she never left meditating on the Krishna. I gave you before idea. Om Namah Shivaya. So it is not my honey is sitting outside. My honey is here in my heart. That is the problem, The honey is not in my heart. Why? Because I have a lot of expectations. I have already explained to you. So even after the marriage, she continued. She used to get absorbed in meditation that ultimately made her a great master, a living master in 15th century, 1498 AD. Meera faced many questions, humiliations, and infidelity. Even after the marriage, you love someone else. Her husband and other members of the family, they felt she was totally intoxicated. Krishna, 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 Namah, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Outwardly. Mind is empty. What is one thing in her mind? In her heart, only Krishna. That's why I gave a foundation that love is existence and existence is love. One day her husband cried, show me your sweetheart with whom you talk and sing in his praise. And she got absorbed into the meditation. And as if she start communicating with the Krishna. That happens. That's another journey of yoga. It has nothing to do with the powers and etc. Ultimately, her husband agreed to her and said, it is okay. And this was made possible by another great master. You know, these great masters, we don't know their name. Raidas was his master. Now see that. Now see, a totally illiterate, she did not learn anything about yoga. She only followed this sutra. First poem. She is another Rumi of India. Wherever you go, anywhere in any part of India, they do not know the name of a Meera, but they know their song. And every song talks about yoga. Every song. In my travels, I spent time with a great yogi. Once he said to me, become so still you hear the blood flowing. See the meditation. She translated into, through your veins one night as I sat in quiet, I seemed on the verge of entering a world inside so vast. I know it is the source of all of us. It is the existence. Yoga is done. We may talk of lot of things. Yoga is this, not this, comparative studies, science, etc. First, we have to become a seeker to study ourselves. Do you see that? Do you see the point? I will bring another Gorakshnath, one of the great masters of Hatha Yoga and the Nath Yoga and the Tantra Yoga. So there is a symbolic way to explain about the journey of Gorakshnath. He sat in total stillness of the body for 12 years and he received 12 supernatural faculties. Gorakshnath was a great master. This is what is all about. I can give you a lot of masters who followed the path of Bhakti Yoga. Drink the nectar. Drink the nectar of the divine name. Simply say Om Namah Shivaya. Forget everything. Om Krishna Namah, any name. I've already explained the concept. Om Krishna Namah, Om Krishna. No, I have done it with the so seriousness. We don't need seriousness. We need love. Drink the nectar of divine love. O human, drink the nectar of divine name. What he's saying, divine name. What she is saying? Om Namah Shivaya. Any mantra. No? You wake up in the morning, you see your honey. Internally, you are saying, Om Namah Shivaya. My Shiva is with me. See what happens to the mind. Are we ready? Are we a seeker? No, my honey is crazy. That's why I cannot do it. So you have already created a problem in your mind. You have to change yourself. Leave the bad company. This is what she conveys. Always sit among righteous company. Company like me, so that you learn something good. No, I'm just joking. Company. I lived in company of my master for 26 years. So leave the bad company, always sit among righteous company. Hearken to the mention of God for your own sake. Who teaches you about the existence? Who teaches you for your own sake? See the point. What is the poem says? He teaches you for your own sake. Mira's Lord is the mountain holder. Now what she says. What is the meaning of this? Mountain holder. If my God is the mountain holder, why can't he take over the responsibility of all my stress and anxiety? What's the problem? This sutra is very typical. Now see another poem, love for her guru. Even love for your guru takes you there. I have found a guru in Raidas. Raidas was his guru, or her guru. He has given me the pill of knowledge. See, every master talks the same thing, and we are missing this point. How many asanas I can do? I used to do 108 asanas. From 80 to 86. So when I met my master, so after 1 year, he tolerated me. I said, no, I have done 50 asanas today, sweating. My master said, very good, good. So after 2 years, he asked me, did anything happen to your mind? I said, what? Nothing happened. I'm still angry. I get agitated. So did you think that why you are doing the asanas? I'm doing it for meditation. You cannot get rid of anger and anxiety. How can you? I'm not opposing. I'm not going against. I said, Master, why didn't you tell me 2 years ago? You did not listen to me. You were not a seeker. Kate, I answered your question again. You're not a seeker. How can I guide you? I have found a guru in Raidas. He has given me the pill of knowledge. I realized 108 asanas are not essential. Pill of knowledge. I lost the honor of the royal family and I went astray with the sadhus. Sadhus means monks. I lost the honor because she was a woman and she started wandering among different monks in different monasteries. I constantly rise up. In spite, I lost the honor. Go to the god's temple, dance and snapping my fingers. She just used to go to the temples and sometime on the street, she used to just sing in praise of the existence. And people used to gather all around her. I don't follow the norms as an oldest daughter-in-law. I have thrown away the veil. Who is daughter-in-law? Who is father? Who is husband? All these are concepts. All are essentially one. This is the masses. Are you getting it? This is the masses. But it doesn't mean that when you live in a society, yes, I'm married, I have husband, I have kids, and I have wife, etc., etc. I'm a teacher. That will continue. But internally, one existence. I have taken refuge with the great guru and snapped my fingers at the consequences. And the consequences are always great. That is the journey of my friend yoga. Polish the gold. What a... Now I just, I now see that she became a devotee and she surrendered to God Krishna. Now see this poem. I just picked up. There are thousands of poems in it. There's an English translation available. You can Google out Meera poems. You need not to study Patanjali. If you study almost 500 poems, you have understood the entire yoga. I gave my heart without fear to the beloved. As the polish goes into the gold, I have gone into him. See the simile. Did you understand that? As the polish goes into the gold, I have gone into him. Through my lies, I heard only the outer music. Now the teacher has whispered into my ears, and familiar ties have gone the way of the weak thread. What is the meaning? I used to explain you. You're a wife, you are before the husband, do your duty, but inside, you see your honey as the existence. See that? Did you get the message? As the polish goes into the gold, I have gone into him through many lies. I heard only the outer music. Means cycle of birth and death. See the beauty. She did not study Patanjali, but she knows. So when you are absorbed into meditation, that knowledge of the reality dawns in you. It is revealed in you. You need not to think and even worry about you. And now the teacher has whispered into my ears. Whisper, knowledge, wisdom, and familiar ties have gone the way of weak thread. Now where is the problem? I see Krishna becoming my honey when I am before my honey. I see Krishna becoming my father, my friend. That is my mind. This is what the saying. What she is saying, and the familiar ties have gone the way of a weak thread. Familiar ties that causes the problem have gone. That is the meaning. Meera has met the energy that lifts mountains. That good luck now is her home. I have done another poem that I have, poem Bhakti. Another poem is also there. We do not get a human life just for asking. Birth in a human body is the reward for good deeds. In former births, the cycle of birth and law of karma, life waxes and wanes perceptibility. It does not stay long. The leaf that has once fallen does not return to the branch. Return ticket. Remember the return ticket. The leaf that has once fallen. Behold the ocean of transmigration with its swift, irresistible tide. O Lal Girdhara, another name of Krishna. O pilot of my soul. Look at it. What is pilot of my soul? You. Because you are crazy. That's why I'm suffering. But I still hold on to you. Are you getting it? The essence of it. O pilot of my soul. Who is the pilot of my soul? Is Krishna. What is Krishna? Existence. What is Krishna? Existence? Love. Swiftly conduct my bark to the further shore. Meera is the slave of Lal Giridhara. Now see what Meera is saying. I am a slave of Krishna. I am a slave of this existence. Slave is in a very positive tone. It's not in a negative tone. If you become a personal secretary to Bill Gates, at least $500,000 minimum. And if you become a slave, the personal secretary to the existence, what is going to happen? Life lasts but a few days only. I have found you. I wanted to spend a little more time to introduce you. So now come to the word bhakti. Normally you have seen there is a call and response. A lot of groups are there in our country. A lot of groups. I don't want to name anyone. There's uh, nothing against them. So you go there and you said, I have even a good friend who is living in Sedona, who moved from New Jersey. She is a wonderful singer. So here we are introducing and understanding when we say Ishwar Pranidhana Dva, it has to do with a bhakti yoga. So let us understand what exactly is bhakti. Is a word normally translated as devotion to supreme consciousness, to the real self or God. We are going to understand the God. So hold on. Bhaj in bhakti means division. We do not understand this word. And then we say, let us attend the call and response and we will sing. Do you practice yoga to become a singer? We should be very clear. But let singing help me to absorb my mind. That is bhakti yoga. Are you getting it? You want to be a singer, then join any band and become a singer. So when we bhaj means division, bhaj means when we separate what is real, that dwells within all of us, the real self from the unreal. That is the bhakti. But we do it by emotion. That is another reason Patanjali has put this sutra here. In the beginning, he said that everyone thinks they are intelligent. You are intelligent. Do you understand the 5 groups of thoughts? Yes, I understand. Can you make that mind empty? Yes. Oh, you cannot make it. Come and join bhakti. Now do it with emotion. I can give you many answers. I digested, assimilated. It is in my veins. So when you see the reason? How can I love Patanjali? Don't love Patanjali. So after all you have reached, you are not able to succeed. Come on, love. So bhakti in practice has many meanings, constantly repeating the name with a meaning. Do you know what is known as japa meditation? Always obeying the orders of the Krishna existence leads to self-giving and the self-offering. Love God as beloved and absorbing mind in love. Christina? Mind says you are in stress. Thank you, Krishna. Anxiety goes to you. Finished. Hold on. I love you. Let it go to you. To the existence. You say in your mind, move in love. Leave that, drop the anxiety. Don't start thinking about it and you'll see the life changes. That is one way to say bhakti. The mind is constantly living in a state of awareness, attention, humility, self-giving, self-offering. How? By the thoughts charged with emotion. When I will meet John face to face, will he not say that I love you, beard guy? It's a thought charged with emotion. I believe John will say. Deliberately I use John. You see, holding on the real self with love accelerates the process of meditation. Ishwar Pranidhana Dva. That is the meaning of this sutra. When the mind is pure, the intellect is clear, that receives the knowledge of the real self, then the seeker follows the bhakti. Can you tell me two things that you love the most? And I know the answer. Your answer will always be outside. Either a person or maybe your dear cat or dog. Did your mind ever think, I love my real self, which is seated in my heart? Never. How can we practice yoga? I know it. I've been teaching. I learned from my master, and I've been teaching almost for so many years. You see that? Do you see that point? There is another method when seeker offers all his actions to the real self, leaves notion of being the doer and the enjoyer. And the moment you drop this idea of doer and the enjoyer, you are always in peace here and now. Ishwar Pranidhana Dva. My friends, path of knowledge, love, and the action go together. That takes you to a state of meditation while speaking, talking, eating, sleeping, everywhere, 24/7. That is why he put this sutra here, not in the beginning. Because if Patanjali teaches, you will reject him. He doesn't understand. Your intellect will say, only I understand. That is why I have a lot of suffering. See, that's why I suffer a lot. I don't want to think the way you think. I'm making a simple statement. When you go to Einstein, you start thinking the way the Einstein is thinking. Then only you can understand the physics. Is it true or not? But you have a lot of reservations not to think the way the Patanjali is thinking. And where all those reservations, these reservations are the cause of your stress and anxiety. Are you getting it? No, I will not think. I'm more intelligent. That's why you are suffering. Suffer then. Patanjali says, continue. I have just spoken whatever I have to speak. The method demands to hold the mind on the real self, separate from the individual consciousness. When the seeker intends that he will remember, seeker, you all are seekers. When you intend to remember, Om Namah Shivaya. The moment I say, this heart overwhelms. No, I am overwhelmed with my honey because he fought with me. That honey may be your teacher, your student, your father, mother, anyone, your car also. I'm not making you serious. When I am a seeker, intend that I will remember, continually repeat the practice with love and devotion, meditation succeeds much faster than any other method. Three days. You have that intensity, you have a clarity, you need only 3 days. I'm not saying, Ramakrishna says you only need 3 days. Can I keep aside everything in my life for 3 days? No, I am very busy. Why I am busy? Seeking permanent happiness in my life. How long I have been trying? For years and years. It simply means I don't believe what you say. Why it is so? I have a defect in the intellect, according to the masters, not according to me. No, not according to me. How dare I can say? What is that defect? There is a lot of doubt. Why I have a doubt? How can I be in permanent peace and happiness by such a simple practice? Love is the power of consciousness. It is the power of the real self. Bhakti and the love are not quite the same thing, but love is one of the elements of bhakti yoga. There are different kinds of bhakti, and that which is of the nature of love is the strongest and is considered the highest, most intense and ecstatic. Also in love itself, that form of it which is made of self-giving. Because I have to drop this mind, I need some image, because I cannot surrender to the space. So let me use the word image of Krishna and the Shiva and the goddess. Let me use it. Because if you use the human figure, you will find the defect in them. Your mind will find the defect in them. So that is why in the very beginning, we are taught in a traditional journey, do you love your guru? Do you surrender to the guru? And gradually that develops an intense love for the guru. With a clarity, with a knowledge. Don't misunderstand, my friends, when I say love. Don't use it with attachment. I'm not going there. So love between the human being in all its form, I have already explained what Patanjali, what Sri Aurobindo explained us. Bhakti Yoga. Now see the beauty. Kate has raised a right question and I said I will come later. He has tried, Patanjali, if I say he has tried his best to guide us in different chapters, in different sutras, using the same word, Ishwar Pranidhana. Now you will see the importance. That's why I used only in the second chapter. You see that he says, that is the one of the most important thing that will make things clear. In the second chapter, the first sutra, what he says, what is Kriya Yoga? He says there are 3 elements of Kriya Yoga. What are this? Once we go into the second chapter, then I will take it in detail. But simple, the 3 elements. First element, tapa. Tapa means discipline and education of the mind. Right? Second element, self-study, self-knowledge, means studying of these principles of yoga. Third, Ishwar Pranidhanani. He used the same. Do you see that? Kate, you said, why he did not say in the beginning. At least he's only 1% more intelligent than us. He knows where to use. So now what he is saying, knowledge, love, and action all must go together, side by side, to hasten the process, to succeed in meditation, to discover the real self, to be in permanent peace and happiness. Clear? Now see. Now you already know. You guys already know. So where is the problem? So you already know in the second sutra we have in Ashtanga Yoga, in Niyama. You know that? Do you know that? In the second sutra, in Ashtanga Yoga, Ishwar Pranidhanani is also is one of the 5 niyama. Do you see that? Because this is the first chapter. It only teaches for the highest level of seeker. So that is why I explain you in detail. But the lowest level of a seeker, so he is sowing the seed of the 5 niyamas, purity of the mind and the body, santosha, contentment, equality in the mind, tapa, discipline and education of the mind, swadhyaya. Swadhyaya, self-study, means I must get the knowledge, the right knowledge of yoga. And 5th one, Ishwar pranidhanani, saucha santosha tapah, swadhyay Ishwar pranidhanani niyamaha. You have studied, you might have taught to so many people. Did you teach to yourself? Do you see that? Jan, see that? So now another, you see that, for the sake of knowledge, which is dry, I cannot put that love which is in existence at my stake. So I have to understand the love and the knowledge should go together. That leads me to self-fulfillment. Self-fulfillment is the journey of self-discovery. That is the goal of yoga. So when you study really seriously this master, which master? Patanjali, then he says what he says in the 2nd chapter, sutra number 45. He said, you want a perfection in samadhi, in the highest state of meditation, which reveals the knowledge of reality. He says you have to do the Ishwar Pranidhanani. Again he says, by total surrender to the God. Ishwar Samadhi Siddhir Ishwar Pranidhanat. Don't start thinking he's talking of religion, cult, dogma, belief. I told you before that we are going to understand what it means by God. Do you see that? Samadhi Siddhir Ishwar Pranidhanat. So when he is using as one of the 5 limbs of niyama, he is simply giving you an introduction, a little introduction. Come on, do you believe in existence? Yes. No, you don't believe in. Okay, consider this image as the highest existence. Okay, okay, let me accept it. Use this as a tool. Why? To enter into the meditation. Oh, it is possible. Yes. See that. What I have to do with the God? If I'm already there, What I have to do with a car if I'm already at my home? That is the message Master gives. Ishwar Pranidhanat. Briefly, I will touch upon, and the next week we will take about what exactly is this real self? What is this God after all? This yoga is using. Briefly, I'm touching. First, in the first sutra, number 24, the master says, who is God? He is personalizing it. Who is God? Who is God? So in the 25th sutra, what he says? He says, my friend, understand. Klesh karma vipak ashaye praramrishtah. And then I will paramrishtah purus vishesh ishvara. Are you in the state beyond doer and the enjoyer, free from the fruits of an action? You are nothing but the God. So where he is pointing out that real self. What is the characteristic of a real self? The real self is neither doer and the enjoyer. Why he is neither the doer and enjoyer? Real self is of the nature of permanent peace and happiness. He has to do nothing to search peace and happiness outside. Simple. I'm touching briefly. See the understanding, first the knowledge. Klesh karma. That real self is not at all affected by the sins, vice, and virtue and vice. Now understand to what kind of a God we are talking about. What is the location? Here in my heart, not in the heaven. That God is has not created hell and heaven. We are not concerned with that God. Tatra niratishayam sarvagnya bijam. Second characteristic of that God, what we are searching. That is the source of all the knowledge. That itself is the knowledge. Are you getting it? That is the source of all knowledge, and that is the knowledge itself. Can you find a suitable word? Self-luminous. Self-existence. What is the meaning of self-luminous? That real self does not depend on anything outside for its knowledge. The way the sun does not need a candle. Source of all. Where it is deep inside your heart, Leslie. Let us start thinking in that way. It is within me. Patanjali is pleading. Then in another sutra, that is one of the most beautiful sutras. Sutra is number 26. Soesha purvesham api guru kalin anvachedat. What he's saying? Patanjali is saying that guru which is not affected by any karma, beyond stress and suffering, source of knowledge, is the guru of all the gurus that happened in the past. How it is possible? How it is possible? If you start thinking in what I'm going to say before the end of this session, your life will change. So understand what he says. Soesha purvesham api guru kalinan vachedat. Who is my guru? I have a guru. You have seen the image. So there is some guru of my guru? Huh? Pay attention. Whose guru? Yeah, that is what the tradition continues, right? Are you understanding that? Huh? My guru, then his guru, then his guru, then his guru. Can you tell me who is the ultimate guru? What Patanjali is saying? Who is the ultimate guru? Who is the first guru? The ultimate guru is the real self, Krishna says, seated in your heart. So, as a seeker, you see the guru a representative of your real self. Do you see the point? Did you understand that? Because as a seeker, I do not know the real self. I am treading the path of the self-discovery. I have understood that real self is within me, but I am still ignorant. Hence, there is a physical representation of that real self who is my guru. How can I not love? Because you are, as a guru, representing my real self. Are you getting it? And because I cannot hurt myself, so I have all love, self-offering to that guru. That guru is me. Why shouldn't I love? Even after he left the body, I feel his presence everywhere. So what is the literal translation? That guru, that Ishwar, that God is not separated by the time, because he is the teachers of all the past gurus. How it is possible? Not at the physical level. Who is the ultimate guru? Krishna says, Hriday, deep inside the heart. This physical heart, we are not talking of the doctor's heart. We are talking of the yoga heart. At the center of the rib cage, the seat of the pure consciousness. And the last sutras, then how I designate, how should I address that Ishwar, God, Guru, whatever you say? How should I designate that real self, which is also the God in yoga, that is beyond the doership and the enjoyership, is the source of all the knowledge, it is all pervading, it is the guru of all. How should I designate? Patanjali says, simply say Om. Tasya vachakah pranavah. See that? So in the sutra number 27, he says, Tasya vachakah pranava. So, are you getting it? We understood about the God, but the real God is seated within us. You find it, you are in heaven. You don't find it, you are in the hell. You find it, you are in heaven. You don't find it, you are in hell. What is that hell? Unfavorable circumstances, I love this guy, but now I don't love. Hell. I have differences. I have lot of anxiety and stress. I'm trying to manage. Hell. Hell is here. Heaven is here. John, did you find all these teachings in the book that you have?
Still reading.
Understand that. Now, did you understand that yoga aims at self discovery? Meditation reveals that knowledge of the real self. Where it reveals? It does not reveal its knowledge to others, it reveals the knowledge to yourself. Are you a seeker? Yes, 3 days, according to this sutra. That is the actual meaning of a retreat. We have an intensive retreat. I attended a lot of retreats. So 90% gossip and 10% practice. We return with the same state of mind. Do you go deeper? Retreat. I'm treating myself again with who am I? Who cares? You're too much philosophical. We'll go there. We'll see the moon outside. See the moon. You can see the moon here also. As if you are going for a retreat, you'll find a new, different water that is not composed of H2O. You'll go to the retreat, a different place where you feel the meditation will succeed, but you will fail. No, I'm just saying. I'm not going against, everything. I have to be very clear. I should have a right thinking. I'm not opposing retreat. Go for a retreat. Go for a vacation. What is the meaning of vacation? Vacate. What to vacate? Your mind. Your mind is always filled in vacation with the same old stuff. I'm going on vacation. I have ego. Where are you going in vacation? To Spain, Barcelona. I worked hard. I saved the money to get more stress. Why? Because I'm going on vacation. See, you have to think in that way. When you start thinking in that way, 50% of these crazy thoughts will go away from you. A couple went to Hawaii last year and they were explaining their experiences. And I was listening. I said, this is a good topic for me whenever I get an opportunity to talk. Take care of yourself. You get little bit of recognition that I went to Hawaii or Spain. Nothing happens. Nothing changes. Do you see that? When that is 100% clear, then the mind becomes the seeker. And I have always been telling you, the seeker always succeeds in the journey. We have a couple of minutes if you have any question.
Garish, what's your definition of succeeds?
Succeed, two elements. Goal of life is self-fulfillment. You should take over, your mind must take over this goal as the first thing to be done in your life. Self-fulfillment means self-discovery, to know your real self, so that permanent peace and happiness lives with you all the time, and then express through the mind. Do creative work, do hard work, earn money, huh? Live in a big home or a home, whatever. So because the peace and happiness is inside you, whether you are living in a small home or a mansion, happiness is still there. Happiness is still there. But if you see I'm living in a mansion of 1.5 million, and you meet a person like me, I have, my house mansion is costing 3 million. You are gone. The happiness that was present in the mansion is gone. So you will continue to suffer. To succeed in life is first, self fulfillment. First point. Second point, desire fulfillment. But if I use the word desire fulfillment, so you have to add unlimited desire fulfillment is not possible. So what should I do? I should discipline and educate my mind. What is required? What is not required? What is binding desire? What is and then the life is happy. Life is always happy, Leslie. So whatever extra you have, send it to me. How do you know you have an extra? When the intellect has a discernment, knows clearly this is unlimited. I don't want this. So something happened in my life. When I was in India, there was a billionaire whose daughter used to come to my house, and so I was living in a very humble way, and still I'm living. I'm a homeless, jobless, and knowledgeless guy, so no issue. So one day he asked me, I don't see, you're living in a very humble house. So can I do something? So I was quite young, but I was learning from my master. But people used to approach me. I said, that's a good question, you asked me. So I'm asking you a counter question. What is that counter question? I said, please go home and contemplate and think how much extra you have to give to me. So when you return after a week, I will take a pie out of it. He returned because I trained her daughter. She is running a very big institution in South India. If you want to visit. He said, I continuously thought about it and I saw that I don't have extra money. I said, you are a beggar. I have extra. Did you understand? Unlimited desire fulfillment is not possible. Second goal, desire fulfillment. First goal, self-fulfillment. From today, the mind, the life will be happy. That is the message of yoga. He died a couple of years back, and the daughter and her husband visited New Jersey. They spent a lot of time with me. I don't have anything extra to spare. Unlimited desires. That is the cause of problems in the relationship, problem with my profession, problem with everything in life. All the teachings of yoga based on these two factors. I can expand it further. Okay? I made you all serious. It's better to be serious to start thinking and changing it.